this is Ruth, and I'm back today with another video for Tonic Studios, and I'm introducing the latest trend, Spring Meadow. And this has lots and lots of Nuvo and Craft Perfect items in it. You may remember a couple of weeks ago I gave you a quick look at some of the items, but I only had 2 or 3 of the items back then, and I was really only letting you know that it was available. Now I have the complete set in front of me, and I'm going to have a little look through it and show you what all is in this trend and give you a few ideas of what you can do with it. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll see all the new videos coming up, and if there's anything else with this as well, you'll be notified of that. So let's have a little look at the card and paper first. I've put this inside a kit box because that's the way I keep mine, so just in case you're wondering what this box is. But we'll have a little look at the card that is in the trend here, and I've taken one out of each pack and I have it just beside me here. I'll move this little box over and we'll come back to that in a minute or two. So first of all, I'm going to have a little look at the mirror card. So I always like to get that one out of the way because it does a lot of reflecting, but it is absolutely beautiful. It's called Champagne Gold, and it is a mirror card, as I said, and you can just see the shine off it there. I'll just hold it up and you'll get a better look. Now, I would say that's got a slight yellowy gold hint to it, but it's what I call classy rather than brassy. It's really, really beautiful and tones in beautifully with the rest of this. And I'll just set that aside. So the next one then is the Opalescent Green, and that's a No Shed 300 GSM glitter card. And the ombre effect going from pale to darker green is absolutely stunning. And the feel of that, I know I can't really explain that to you, but it's so smooth. And as I said, it's no shed. Absolutely beautiful. The next glitter card then is called Low Shed. Now, this is Sherbet Lemon, and it says on it that it's low shed. So I really don't know why it's saying low shed, because I've used this lots of times, and to me, I've actually never had any shed with it at all, but I'll leave that for you to work out. But this colour and the lovely little glitter effect through that is really stunning as well. And as I say, all of these work beautifully together. Now the next one we have then is Sea Salt Classic card. So that's the Texture Weave Classic card from Craft Perfect, and is absolutely stunning, a really gorgeous colour. And lastly we have Double Cream, and this is a textured card, and hopefully you'll be able to see the texture there. But that is really, really beautiful, and all of these work beautifully and perfectly together and work beautifully with what's next in the box. So you can see with the card we've got loads and loads of really, really beautiful things here that will complement that. And I don't really need to bring the card back out again to show you, because this just works so well together itself. First of all, we'll have a little look at the ribbon. So there's Crafter's ribbon here, and this is double satin, sage green, and there's 5 meters of 3mm on there, and that colour is just beautiful. It's called Sage Green, and it works really, really beautifully with that. Then we have Mellow Yellow. I'm not so sure that it looks as mellow as I would have thought for the name, but it is absolutely stunning nonetheless. It's organza and it's 16mm wide, and again you're going to get 5 meters on that reel, and that is really, really stunning. Then we've got some chalk mousse, and this is Herb Garden, and you can see there, and I will be opening these later, well, some of them anyhow, and showing you how to use them. But you know that chalk mousse, that you can use that with stencils, or you can sort of spread it across your craft page with whatever spatula or whatever you like, and it gives a really, really beautiful chalky effect. So that's Herb Garden. Then we have some glacier paste here, and this is Lightning Bug. So it's a beautiful goldy yellow colour again, and again that can be used to create a background on its own. You can use that with a brush, you can water that down a bit, or it's absolutely stunning through a stencil as well. Now we have some hybrid inks. So there's Burma Jade, Silver Sage and French Macaroon. and you can see the colours a bit closer there. Now the little ink pads are absolutely fantastic for using with your stamps, but also for using on an acrylic block, and you can use them for painting with as well. Just add a little drop of water or whatever. Next we'll go to this little range of drops here. So first of all we've got the crystal drops, and these are gloss and they're eucalyptus leaf, and those are a really lovely addition at the end of a project. Well, you can actually use them the whole way through your project, but just to add that little final touch with a drop or two that tones in is absolutely beautiful. So that's gloss, that one. Then these are vintage drops. You can tell by the top, the tops are slightly different on these, and the shape of the bottle as well. So vintage drops have a matte finish on them, and that's also beautiful, and that is winter pear. Then we have aroma drops. So this is a round bottle this time, but the same lid as the vintage drops, and as the name suggests, there's a beautiful scent off these, and these are magnolia bloom. Really lovely smell off that. It's not overpowering, but it has a distinct magnolia scent off it, and really beautiful. I think those aroma drops are really underrated. They're really beautiful. If you send a card to someone and they open the card, and once they open that envelope, you can just get a really subtle but beautiful effect from that. In fact, I have a little box that I keep my aroma drops in, and when I take the lid off, that is really lovely. Now the last drop then is jewel drops. So these have a translucent finish to them, and that is yellow iris. And all of these have their own separate uses and are really beautiful. Now we have ivory willow shimmer powder. You never want to squeeze that or shake it too hard, but gently tap some of the powder out and then spray it with water, and just a fine mist of water, and the background that you'll get from that is absolutely stunning, and will vary depending on the amount of powder you use and the amount of water you use. Now we've got some embossing powder, and this is frayed leaf. Well, isn't that just a beautiful colour? And embossing powder is so important to just give that lovely little bit of dimension to a stamp, or even just dabbed around and embossed with your heat tool. There's nothing quite like watching embossing powder just melt onto a project. Now we've got some sparkle spray, and this one is called Cream Gold. Sparkle spray, it takes so little of this to give a beautiful background, but it can be used with some of these other effects. Now we've also got 3 of these beautiful new shaped bottles here. So these are Pure Sheen, and this is Apple Flower Confetti, and you can see there the beautiful little shaped flower in there. That's beautiful to add if you want to just dab 1 or 2 on with a little drop of glue, but it's really beautiful in a shaker card as well. Then we have English Daisy glitter, Pure Sheen glitter, and there you are, and that I think matches perfectly with that glitter card. So if you're wanting to add maybe a strip, you could put double-sided tape down and add this over the top and burnish it, and you'll get a lovely glitter strip across the card. Then we have Cannoli Cream Pure Sheen sequins, and just look at that. So there are different sizes of sequins in there, and again you can use those just dotted across your finished project, maybe in the centre of a flower, put some glue in and then add these, or again as a shaker, or even in different ways that you might think of yourself. So that is the trend, and it is absolutely stunning. It's actually my favourite one so far. I'll just pop this away and get some other products out, because you can use this with so many different stamp sets and die sets and whatever, and I'll be right back and we'll start creating. So first of all, I'm going to create a little honey jar. Now I've got a lovely little, it's actually a real honey jar, a little glass one, and it's one of those moments where you feel so good as a crafter that you didn't throw that out. So I've been keeping that for a while, and what I'm going to do is just take the lid off first of all, and then I've got my Tonic glue gun, and I have some Tonic glue sticks here, and I'm going to create some honey dripping around the outside of this with my glue gun. And then I'm going to take this glacier paste from the Trend and the largest brush from the Nuvo set of brushes, and brush that on very gently, just making sure you cover all those pieces of glue and the glass as well, and go back and forwards over it just to make sure you don't get streaks on it. Follow that the whole way around and then let it dry, and then I'll come back and put another layer on. There's a really beautiful sheen off that, and it's almost dry. It doesn't actually take too long to dry. So I'll set that aside now, and I've gone ahead and stamped some of the little bees, and I've got the little die in place here, and I'm going to die cut those now. So I thought these little bees would look really cute with glitter on the bodies of them, and the glitter here that I'm using is obviously from the Trend, so it's the English Daisy Pure Sheen glitter. So I've got them all by the little wings, and I can take this smooth precision glue pen and just go into where the little piece is that I want that glitter on. Isn't that lovely? And then I can put this back into the container at the end when I've finished. I'm going to stamp this little bear, so I'll just put him on, pop him on there, and go ahead. And I'm going to paint him with the sparkle spray. So this is cream gold, and I've got a little container here, and I spray some in. Oh, that's a lovely colour. And take one of my little Nuvo brushes and paint this on. That looks really cute. I just kept the darker areas in below where the shaded parts would be under his arms and at his leg, and then I brushed some of the pigment away from the tummy and just left that a little bit lighter, and he's turned out really cute. And I touched his little nose in, and now I'm just going to let that dry, and then I'll die cut it and come back with some of the aroma drops and do his little nose and ears. But I need to die cut that first, because if I did that now, then they would get flattened. Now I've die cut these two leaf shaped sort of branches, and I am going to just add some of the Burma Jade ink onto the leaves, and then I'll come back in with some of my sparkle spray and do the branches after that. I've gone ahead and taken some of the tree ring, well, that's what I call them anyway, tree ring dies from the set, and I have cut out a circle of the double cream, and then I've glued a circle of the sea salt green on top. And now I'm just going to glue these little branches on. I've added 3D foam pads on top of the little bear, and he's going to go there, and then I'll just glue a couple of these apple flower confetti pieces on top of that. The jar is dry now, and I don't know whether you can see it as well there or not, but it actually looks really beautiful in real life. So I've got some 3D foam pads, as you can see there, hopefully. On the back of that, I'm going to add that on top just there. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue the little bees on just randomly around the outside of the jar. Really pleased with that. It's just finished, and I added a little bow from the sage green ribbon, so that's the 3mm, a lovely fine little bow up at the top there, and the little bees are all around the outside of the jar, and I put a tiny one on there just to add a little bit of colour to the front of that as well. And as you can see, I've put little lights inside. That would make a beautiful little just a little decoration, but if you didn't want to put lights inside, you could put a little gift in, some sweets or some treats or whatever, but that just makes a beautiful little gift, I think, anyway, and I love the way the glue gun has created that honey effect. Okay, I shall go and clear this up and make something else. So the second thing that I'm going to make with the Spring Meadow Trend then involves two other die sets and quite a few things from the trend. I've used the Spring Shadow Box die set, which was a recent Designer's Choice launch, and I have used the Sea Salt card on the back there, and then this is the Champagne Gold on the front, and the little branches are from the die set that I used just before there. It's the Hungry Honey Bears one, and again I have coloured the sort of branches in with this I just get the name of it again, the sparkle spray. It all just left me there, but the sparkle spray, and then I have used the ink, but this time instead of inking it straight from the ink pad, I've gone from a little sponge dauber, and I've got my leaves and twigs all glued on there already. Now I just want to add some decorative detail onto the front, and this is where I just want to use my chalk mousse from the trend. So I made myself a stencil by cutting this die right in the center of some card. This card will not be needed, so that underneath I've got a little card front for the shadow box, and I'm going to put this on here. And isn't that just beautiful? And that's the little centerpiece for the front panel of my little shadow box. Now I'll just set that over for a moment or two until I finish this. But I've taken this cute little baby bear, the little bear cub, and I've coloured that in exactly the same way with the sparkle spray, and I'm just going to glue this onto the bottom here. I have also coloured the little beehive in the same way, and I'm going to hang that from the twigs here and put a little bee on. Isn't that just beautiful? Those colours are just so beautiful together, and then this cute little thing inside here, the little bear cub with all those beautiful colours and the beehive on together. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope it has whet your appetite for the full trend, because there's so many things there that all go together, and I'm sure you'll love them all. So thank you very much again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll put my links to everything that I've used down below in the description, and you can have a little look there, to the trend, to the things that I've used, to the die sets as well. And please leave me a little comment, because it really means a lot to me if you leave a comment and help me on my way. It lets me know what you're thinking, and it also helps my channel grow as well, so I really do appreciate that. I also really appreciate everyone who uses my affiliate links to buy these things, because as you know, it doesn't cost you any more, but it does give me a little commission as well, so I appreciate that. And until next time, happy crafting, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks a million. Bye bye.